It's probably one of the things in our family that we try really hard to understand is, yes, we can all be competitive, but we also can't be so mean or rude to each other.
Yeah, sometimes it's not about beating them, it's about building each other, right?
Right.
Hello everyone, we are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Okay, we're back. We're continuing with the next amazing Francis here. Who's in the studio?
Hey there, it's Crissy.
Hi, Crissy. And what are we talking about today?
We're talking about different ways that I enjoy connecting with my family.
All righty. And you already just heard from Bella. And you guys are in the studio hearing each other, which I'm sure all the things she talked about, you were like, yep, that's some of the fun things that we do in our family. And what are a couple things that you thought that mattered most to you about connection with our family, and then how other people can implement it?
Well, of course, there's all kinds of different ways I can connect with each person in my family, whether it's like my sisters or my brother or my parents, older, younger siblings. There's all these different dynamics that I get to enjoy. But some of the things that I enjoy is when we have full family conversations. Like sometimes even if it's not over a meal, we're just hanging out together. And I jokingly call it serious talk. But what that really is we have conversations and we kind of we have an atmosphere where we know we're allowed to go deep on maybe some questions that we have for mom and dad or even for each other. So maybe when we were younger, we were all hanging out together and I was like, hey mom, today I saw my friend saying something mean to someone else. What should I do in that situation next time? Or maybe it's like, hey mom, my sibling and I had a argument today. How should we handle this? Just little things that we know it's a safe place to go deep and not feel like we're going to get interrupted or have to go do something or be able to finish the conversation fully. And so these conversations always felt like serious to me, right? So I eventually got nicknamed Serious Talk. And I have come to enjoy Serious Talk because I always felt like it was a place where everyone was allowed to ask questions no matter how maybe silly they sounded or feel like, oh, maybe I should know this already. But mom and dad and our siblings have always been really good about answering these different questions. And I always come out of it feeling like, okay, I know what to do next time in different situations. So yeah, that's one of the things that I enjoy a lot.
Yeah, I think serious talk for us, kind of like you said, developed kind of like as a fun little thing. And then through the years, it's even been like, I mean, as you guys have gotten older, we've been able to hit on all kinds of things, whether we talk about politics, whether we talk about faith with you guys, friendship issues maybe, or school issues, or, sports issues, whatever it may be. So even when you were young, it started really innocent, maybe just simple things that you guys wanted to kind of chat about. But then eventually it turned into, hey, can we go deep about something that's been on my heart?
Right, exactly. And I feel like it's been great having these talks in different seasons of life, in different even parts of the year, parts of the week. Like around like 4th of July, or around election time, we'll be seeing signs along the roads, or we'll be seeing things on the internet or whatever it is. And we're like, Mom and Dad, what does all this mean? And they're always willing to explain this to us. And normally all of us are there so that we can all hear the answers and not all be asking the same question at different times.
Typically, we try to have you guys all there so that we don't have to repeat ourselves. It's one of the things for our family is we try to make sure that we get all the information out to each and every one of you so that somebody doesn't misinterpret it or try to explain it to somebody else. It doesn't make sense. Like, how many times have you gone to bed and tried to explain a conversation to maybe one of your sisters and they're like, I really wish I was there. I don't really understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, so many times. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, Abby, this is what we talked about. And I'm like, this is not coming out. You're going to have to ask Mom and Dad because I cannot explain this right now. No matter how hard I try, they just explain it better so that they can understand.
Well, and I think too, even just you said a little bit about it, even correction with certain things like, hey, my siblings and I got in a fight about this.
Right.
We're not on the same page. how do you think we should handle this?
Exactly. And I feel like it's really actually helpful bringing it to everyone else so everyone's kind of aware. And we're kind of like, hey, we got in this argument, but we're both mad. We both don't know how to handle this. We both said some stuff we didn't want to say. We both acted in a way we didn't want to.
And sometimes these only happen like once a week, maybe sometimes. So you can't save everything till serious talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but if it's been something that's been occurring, be like, we kind of have this ongoing thing. You know,
Exactly.
I mean, I just think it's great for families to open up, like you said, the conversation, to know that everybody can just ask a question. Everybody can bring something to the table. Everyone can discuss it. And there's really you're not going to get in trouble for anything.
Right.
You know? And I think it's been good for us because even when Greg and I do it together, you're able to hear mom's perspective and dad's perspective.
Yeah, that's definitely helpful.
I mean, like, obviously, Greg and I are on the same page about things, but, you know, the way we might communicate it or the way we might answer the question could be different. And it's good for you guys to hear it and for us to speak up and be like, yeah, I totally hear that, what you're saying, you know, Dad, but here's one thing you might not have been aware of. I know a little backstory about XYZ.
Right.
You know?
And hearing both of the perspectives based on what both of you have heard at different times, maybe, or what you've seen at different times, is definitely good to get both parents' perspective.
Yeah, it's good. I love it. Serious talk is definitely it's a staple, and it's definitely a connection point.
Yeah.
Brings a lot of connection. All right, what's another thing that you enjoy doing with our family?
Well, another thing that I enjoy doing is also one-on-one conversations with a parent or a sibling. Like this past week, my sister Abby and I, we had a not very pretty argument, I'll just say. It was not one of those nice little fluffy ones. It was one of those deeper ones. And we legit had stuff we were upset about, and we legit had stuff that we wanted to discuss, but it came out in a way that both of us didn't want it to come out. So during the argument, we actually had to like go leave somewhere. So we were kind of like giving each other the side look the whole time. Like, okay, I guess we're going to have to get back to this. And actually, she was really sweet. I'll give her some credit. She like came up to me later when we both had calmed down. She was kind of like, hey, Crissy, let's talk about this so this doesn't come up again. And we had this peaceful little conversation. We like made sure we were looking each other in the eye and speaking with good tone of voice so that other person got the memo that we're not upset anymore, and making sure that we're really listening to their side and making sure that we're coming up with a solution so that by the end of the conversation, we both were like, wow, we're great siblings, you guys. We're like model children. Yeah. It was like one of those moments where we're kind of like, I'm really proud of us. We handled that really well. So the one-on-one conversations definitely bring connection, because if we hadn't had that conversation, we'd still be mad at each other maybe about that thing and not know how to handle it. So making sure that we have these one-on-one conversations, and during them, making sure that we're not regenerating the argument, right? Like getting mad all over again. Or like I like having one-on-one conversations even when there's nothing wrong. Like the other day we were in the gym and we were just kind of like, well, tell me about life. What's going on? What are you excited about? What are you grateful for? What do you maybe want to change? Like things like that. Even when something's not going wrong, you can have conversations when things are going great. And I feel like that's also a good connection point.
Yeah, it's a good point. Like a lot of times when you guys were younger, obviously I had to step in and help when you guys were arguing. But as you matured in life, we really wanted to help you guys learn how to communicate together.
Right.
And to be able to figure out disagreements. And of course, again, bring it to us always. But if there's something that you guys can start communicating to each other about, and we can hear later, like, this is how we handled it. And we're really proud. We're both in a good place right now. We're ready to discuss it. Wow, what an impactful way to start a friendship forever. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Not only as siblings, but as friends, you know? And I think that's really important to know that, like the one-on-one conversation, or like you said, you know, I was working out the other day and Chrissy's like, can I join you? And I'm like, yeah, I'd love that. And just being able to chat about life. Nothing in particular. I mean, I think we just went into a handful of different ideas that both of us had about things on our heart. And it was like, you know, the workout was even better. You were doing yours, I was doing mine, but we were talking about things and connecting.
Right, yeah. It was really, really good to get that connection time that both you and I could just kind of have an open area to talk about whatever we felt like we needed to talk about. And through that came up with things that like we maybe felt disconnected about during the week. Like, hey, Mom, this happened. I'm not sure why it happened. And you're like, here's why it happened. I wasn't sure why this happened. Like, we could just discuss things so that we in the future could have better connection even when things maybe get a little bit off. So it was really, really good and important to be able to have that open conversation and not have it where both of us aren't being vulnerable or both of us aren't sharing what our real thoughts are. Like if you're going to have the conversation, I'm always like, do it the whole way. Don't go halfway and be like half telling the truth, half kind of squishing it in type thing. So I feel like if you're going to do it, really do it.
Yeah, and give it your all.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like our relationships from then have really, really gotten better. So like I haven't always been willing to have one-on-one conversations. It's been more of a difficult thing for me, just kind of because I'm kind of like, I'm fine, like I don't really think anything's wrong, right? But then when you have the conversation, it really shows you that everyone needs to get better at connecting with each other, and it's definitely an intentional thing.
Yes.
Not just something that'll happen. So like when I was a little bit younger, I was kind of like, Mom will always love me, and we'll always be like have a perfect thing going on. We're never gonna have problems with each other. And then as I got older, I realized that we do need to get out some kinks sometimes. We're always gonna love each other. We're always gonna be in a great relationship, but we live in a not a perfect world, right? So there are going to be little things sometimes that we need to go over, and remembering to be proactive about connecting so that we never feel disconnected or like the relationship is on edge. We need to always be proactive about it.
I love that. It's important to teach not only your children, but for you to show them how to be proactive.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest things is just like everybody, life can get really busy.
Yeah.
And you think that you're connecting sometimes, but then you realize, like, I haven't had a chance to just be with you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be, we've mentioned it so many times on our podcast, it doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to go to a big dinner. You don't have to get all dressed up. You don't have to make yourself, like take a whole day for this. Sometimes it's just the little ways to connect that matter the most.
Yeah, and definitely the little things I remember more than even some of the big things. Like the big things are great, but some of the little moments where I felt especially seen or loved or heard, and where we got even more deeply connected, those are the things I remember the most and appreciate the most, and I feel like helps our relationship the most. So just knowing it doesn't have to be all big and fancy and complicated. It can just be simple, and keep it simple, and whatever works out, right? So I feel like that's definitely one of the things that has improved our relationship, siblings relationships with both parents. And I feel like having open conversations, whether it's with the whole family or just one-on-one, really, really works out well. And I feel like that's one of my favorite ways to connect because I'm a words person. So one of the things that definitely fills my love tank, and I feel especially seen when they see that.
I love that. All right. What's another thing like that you like to do to connect with our family?
Well, I like to do lots of things, but one of the things I like to do with my younger siblings is play like card games and board games. Like one of my things is Chinese checkers because it's so much strategy, or sometimes I'll play poker with them. But we come up with different things to play at each night. We're kind of like, well, do you want to pick something that we want to play, or I want to pick something that we want to play? And we just take the time and are fully engaged with each other.
Yes.
And we're able to connect with that. So like with all my siblings, and like Hunter said on the last one, she likes playing marbles and jokers, just taking the time and kind of being like, well, I could probably do something else, but I want to connect with you right now. So playing games together and laughing and having fun and playing our little Christian music and all the things. I feel like that's one of the best ways that we connect.
Yeah, I think it's really neat because, of course, everyone loves screen time. Like by default, if everybody could just say, hey, can I have my my TV time or my iPad time or whatever the case may be, they would go to it. But when you kind of remind everybody, like, we're not doing that tonight, or we're taking a break from screens for a while, or everybody's just going to do something together versus that you actually enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
You actually have a lot of fun and you laugh and everybody's personality comes out. And before you know it, the kitchen table is filled with whatever games you guys are playing. Everyone's laughing and having fun and remembering the good times. It gets a little competitive.
Yeah, just a tad. I mean, just a little bit.
Yep. And so that's something we've had to learn how to harness. It's probably one of the things in our family that we try really hard to understand is, yes, we can all be competitive, but we also can't be so mean or rude to each other.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not about beating them. It's about building each other, right?
Right.
So sometimes we have to be like some of it's getting really testy or really competitive. I'm like, hey, guys, let's just have some fun. Like, everyone smile. Let's just cool down. Whoever wins, wins. It's not like we're getting bragging rights. Or you're going to, like, earn something off of this or get a medal on your chest. It's like, we're just trying to connect with each other. And we're all really good about it. So
everyone's good because deep down, none of you guys really want to argue, but you're just so competitive. Yeah. And we have to watch that not only on, like, games and board games and stuff like that, but that happens in sports a lot. I mean, you probably can attest. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, they were all out in the court, and I don't remember who it was or the stories, but little testy comments get mentioned because somebody's losing, right? Yeah. And nobody wants to lose. Right? So just remembering that it's like, yes, we all want to improve. And yes, we all kind of can borderline edge on each other about things, but we don't ever want to go so far that it hurts somebody's feelings.
Exactly. And definitely being aware of that definitely helps our relationships. And even if you did hurt someone's feelings, making sure you're coming back and apologizing. Right. Being like, I never meant it that way. I got annoyed because I was losing. And I never want to lose because I don't want to I don't want to lose to you, especially because you're my sibling.
Yes.
And there's times that each of us win and lose, and that wasn't my time, and I'm sorry.
I think we had to teach you guys a lot about sarcasm too.
Yeah.
Because we all know that, the subconscious cannot take a joke, right?
Yeah.
And we don't ever want to hurt each other. But what really was happening in our family is the older kids would understand the sarcasm, and then Hunter wouldn't, right?
She wouldn't, so she'd be like, why are you saying that?
And so then she would start repeating it, and people wouldn't understand.
Right.
And she didn't really know what she was repeating.
Yeah, she didn't know. She just heard it, and we understand it. We might not even realize we said it because we're used to it.
So we had to kind of cut that out for a while. Sarcasm became kind of an issue with all the games and the playing and like kind of everyday life that people just had to cut out the sarcasm for a while because it wasn't fun anymore.
Right. And every single one of us did. Every single one of us had to have more realization of that. And we're like, guys, or we even gave each other friendly reminders, and each of us had to be okay with that because we all had to work on it.
Yeah. So I think some of the connection points together is making sure that we're trying to do them in a healthy way. Mm-hmm. Not trying to nitpick, not to be sarcastic, not to joke, but to be sincere, you know, and enjoy those moments together, knowing that, it really is like a memory.
Yeah.
Like tomorrow's a new day and you won't have today. So why don't we do something special today with each other?
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it. All right, thanks so much. Our next person we're going to bring up is going to be Abby, and you're going to hear from her.
Yay, so excited.
Yeah.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.